Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/slash Tales from Tech Support. In today's episode, we can't access anything on the network. The broken keyboard with a weird connector. When turning it off and back on doesn't work. When my attempt to protect the computer went completely backwards. That's how most folks do it. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. We can't access anything on the network. I get in Monday morning and one of our users reports. We can't access anything. No email, Skype, Teams, internet, anything. Me, you're going to have to give me a cell number to call. Customer, hey OP, we can't get on the network, and long explanation of things they can't do. Me, okay, let's look at your computer, bottom right corner near the clock. CUST, okay, it's a circle with an X. Everyone is having the same issue. Me, okay, let me log into the local network to see what's going on. I log into the controller and see there is no one connected to the network. Me, okay, I think something got unplugged. Can you walk back into the network closet and check X for me? CUST, where is that? Me, back hallway, third door on right. I think. CUST, oh, you mean at the old building? We moved over the weekend. Me, excuse me, what? CUST, yeah, we moved. We left all the complicated computery looking stuff with lots of wires at the old building. It looked really complicated and we didn't want to mess anything up. Me, well, I think I figured out your problem. CUST, how long will this take to fix? I need my stuff now. Me, I'm looking up flights now, I'll let you know. The broken keyboard with a weird connector. Long-time lurker, first-time poster, not a tech, but helps family and friends, that kind of stuff. Me, well, me. W, friend of mine. So, the other day I was talking with a friend of mine, within our conversation he mentions this. W, oh hey, I have this random old keyboard with a weird cable. Me, already guessing it's a PS2 keyboard, asks him to send over a pic. And yup, the pic confirms it's a PS2 keyboard. So I respond. Me, oh hey, that's a PS2 keyboard, unrelated to the PS2 console. W, yeah, it randomly stopped working the other day. I tried unplugging it and plugging it back in and it doesn't work. Me, wait, PS2 isn't hot pluggable. W is confused. So, I explained it to him, and told him to do the old turn it off and turn it back on again. Me, unplug that keyboard of yours, turn off your computer, plug it in, and then turn it back on. W is a bit confused as everything else like USBs and monitors can be plugged in while the computer is on, but agrees to try. A few minutes later, I get this message. W, OMG, it's working again. With some shocked emojis. Me, haha, now you know PS2 isn't hot pluggable. W, thank you so much, I don't have to buy a new keyboard. So yeah, a PS2 keyboard saved from the dump, and W saves a few bucks from having to buy a new keyboard. Still don't know why it randomly stopped working in the first place though. When turning it off and back on doesn't work. I was the IT department for a trucking company and received a call that the copy machine in dispatch didn't work. I went down and looked at it and couldn't find anything wrong with it, it just didn't want to work. I opened all the doors/trays, slid things in and out, tried percussion maintenance, the works. Turned it off and on, and it just would not work. I told dispatch they would have to contact the copy machine service as it was beyond me. A couple hours later they got it to work, and I anxiously asked them what magic voodoo they had performed to get it to work. They unplugged it and plugged it back in. Facepalm. when my attempt to protect the computer went completely backwards. So this wasn't at work, but it was the family's iMac that we all shared. There were some thunderstorms in the area, and nobody was actively using this computer. Twice, the lights had flickered during the storm, so I was concerned about data loss from an uncontrolled power loss or dip, or damage from a lightning strike. Since no one was using the computer anyway, I proceeded with an orderly shutdown, and only then did I unplug the power cord from the back. There was no network cable or anything else that led to an outside connection. We had gone on vacation the next day, and been gone for several days. We came back and my sister plugged in the iMac and tried to turn it on. Nothing, no fan, lights, or startup sound. Try another power cord? Another outlet? Unplug everything except power and try it that way? No dice. It's completely inoperable. Unfortunately, Macs in particular don't really share that many parts between models except the most similar ones of the same year and model, so swapping parts wasn't really an option. Not to mention accessing the power supply itself. So, we took it to the repair shop. Unfortunately, they found that the motherboard had died. Yeah, somehow the motherboard, not the power supply, just up and died when we tried to start the thing up again. I've seen a power supply just die on startup after a really long hiatus. Hasn't been used in months or years, but a motherboard. That was new to me. Though I suppose in the grand scheme of things, a majority of hardware failures in general occur during startup, not while running. That's how most folks do it. This story is from years ago when I provided tech support for a company of cheap PC clones that are no longer available in the United States, but which are still sold in other parts of the world. Now to say that many of the purchasers of these computers were first-time users is a vast understatement of the case. Many of my best stories from this time come from the nexus between bad hardware design, cheap customer service solutions, and insanely novice users. On this occasion, an older woman calls to complain that her mouse takes up too much space on her screen. My initial diagnosis is that somehow she got a giant mouse pointer. This sometimes happened in Windows 3. But directing her to the obscure setting for the mouse pointer size was proving rather difficult. As I was attempting a different approach to get her to where we needed to be, I had a flash of insight and realized what was actually happening. Ma'am, are you using the mouse directly on your screen? Confused user, of course. That's how it's done, isn't it? It works, but it does tend to block your view of the screen some. Confused user, yes it does. That's what I'm complaining about. Let's try this, put the mouse on the desk next to the keyboard. Confused user, okay. It's there. Now, push it forward. Audible gasp. Confused user, oh, that's so cool. So, I can do that too? You absolutely can. In fact, that's how most folks do it. She was absolutely delightful, and so very grateful. And her mouse no longer took up too much space on her screen.